Galloway's Tech Talk at 3 with Graham Longley from Aspire Consultancy.
So welcome everybody to Tech Talk at 3. It's Andrew. Hope everybody's having a great day. Really pleased today to be joined by Graham Longley from Aspire Consultancy. Good afternoon, Graham. How are we doing?
Good afternoon, Andrew. Doing very well, thank you, and thanks for the invitation. Very much appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to
Absolutely
this
no,
afternoon.
yeah,
Thank you very much.
absolutely no problem at all. I think everybody seems to know you already on here, which is great.
Wait for the big red book to appear. There you go.
This is your life, Graham Longley. Over to you.
Oh, thank you very much. So I am Graham Longley from Aspire Consultancy. We are an independent assistive technology company based in just outside York. So we're totally independent. We're totally freelance. It's not tied to any one individual company, which gives us much more scope as to what exactly we do, which I'm gonna give you an overview of what we do, and then I'm gonna pick out some products that I've got on my desk in front of me, and eventually Andrew is going to tell me that I've gone over time and I've got to shut up. So just a little bit of background. The company was it was planned in 1998. It was launched in March the 15th, 1999. So next year we're going into our 22nd year. And it was really born out of I was working in a job that I didn't enjoy in the banking industry, and decided that I was going to leave and look for something that I could do myself. And at the time I thought, yeah, great, I'm using the software and the hardware. I maybe have a go at actually supplying it and training other people how to use it. And 22 years later, I'm still doing it. So very quickly, very briefly, I lost the majority of my vision. It's rod cone dystrophy I've got basically, and I lost the majority of my sight between the ages of 8 and 18. I'm 52 now, so I lost most of it between the ages of 14 and 18, 19 in two kind of fairly big deteriorations. So I use a lot of the software and hardware that I sell. I use that myself. I've been using JAWS since version 1. There's various other gadgets that will become kind of apparent that I kind of use myself as well. So a lot of the software I use on a daily basis. So as a company, it is really me and the dog and some part-time help. Some of you know Nigel, my main support worker, and I also have Karen, who's my admin PA. Neither of whom are here today. Totally camera shy. So we sell a very wide range of products. We sell something close to about 100 different products, and they fall into some fairly broad categories. And I just want to really kind of rattle through those categories and some of the products we actually supply within those categories. So I'll start with the low vision. So we sell a range of portable video magnifiers from Clover. They're a Chinese or Far Eastern manufacturer. We do the portable video magnifiers in a range of sizes: 3-inch, 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, 7-inch, and 10-inch in the Clovers. We also do the Mercury range from TriSight. One of which I want to come back to a bit later, which is a voice activated, the world's first voice activated video magnifier. And I'm wearing a headset, so I'm not sure how much of the speech you'll hear from any of the devices, but I can certainly describe them. And in the desktop, less portable kind of range of video magnifiers, we sell what used to be Baum. For those that have been around a while, they are now they've been they've now changed the name to Visio Braille, without boring anybody about the history. So we do the Visio book range, which are the ones that take up quite a bit of room on your desk. So we do those as well. In terms of the video magnifiers, I'm probably going to miss something out, but they're broadly the three ranges that we sell. So Vario Braille, Clover, and the TriSight Mercuries. Mercuries come in 3 different sizes as well. There's a 6-inch and a 10-inch one in them. So I know low vision won't apply to some of you. It will apply to some of you. On the other side of the coin, we do a wide range of Braille devices. We sell in the Braille display. On the Braille display side of things, We sell the focus range from Vispero or Freedom Scientific. So 14, 40 and 80 cell displays. Again, we do the Vario Braille, the Ultra, which used to be the Balm Ultra, which predominantly comes in a 40 cell display. And we sell the Assist displays, which I think Steve Nutt might have done one of these. He might have talked about those because he also sells them from Eurobraille over in France. And again, they come in 12, 24, 40, 64 and 80 cell configurations. So the small ones are actually very good for private users for use with iPhones and iPads and Android tablets, Android phones, that kind of thing. We sell the index Braille embossers. So for people that are into their Braille, there's at least one person on the call that I know already that's into their Braille, uses a Braille printer quite a lot. So we do the index Braille embossers. Again, I kind of stuck to what I know and what I've used and what I believe actually works well for people. So we tend to stick to the Swedish index. They're built a bit like a Volvo. You can pretty much that they would withstand a drop test. Not that I recommend that you drop it. Braille note taker wise, we do the Polaris Mini, which again are Vispero products, Freedom Scientific products. We don't tend to do the others. On the software side of things, we pretty much do everything. We do what is now rapidly becoming known as Fusion Suite. So that is Fusion, Zoom, Text, and JAWS. And we also supply the Supernova suite of products and Guide and what is it now? Guide Connect, isn't it? So so we do Guide Connect as well, which we obviously get supplied to us, from Dolphin. Then we do a range of mobiles. Some of you might already be familiar with the Capsys. I have the Capsys Smart Vision and the Mini Vision on my desk in front of me. The Mini Vision is basically calls and texts and a few extra bells and whistles. So probably one of the closest things we've got to a Nokia C5 now. The Smart Vision, which is substantially more expensive, is more of a fully fledged, will do anything basically that a Galaxy will do. So it has internet and right the way through to kind of color detection, and it has the media stuff on it, social media, it has everything on it. We also do the in your pocket. But we have to make some if anybody's interested in that, I think you might have seen that actually, some of you, we have to make some caveats if we're talking about the in your pocket as to who owns it and how much it costs and all that kind of thing. So I got caught out on a previous webinar, but I didn't make that clear. So I am going to make that clear. So there is no kind of doubt as to kind of who owns it and all that kind of thing. So we are going to introduce early in the new year, we're going to actually introduce a new Android solution, which is coming out of Eastern Europe, which we're testing, which we think is going to be a little bit like an easier to use version of TalkBack. I don't think it's going to be similar at the moment to Synaptic in particular, but we're still testing that, so that's not actually available just at the moment. One thing I forgot to mention with the Braille stuff, I've just actually brought up my product categories on my website as I'm talking, is the 6-dot Braille labeler, which has been single-handedly the best selling product we've done since March the 23rd. I think that's when lockdown 1 started. I've kind of lost the plot a little bit when it comes to dates, but so it's an electronic Braille dymo labeler that actually looks like a bit like a Braille note taker, or it has a full Perkins keyboard on it. I'm gonna come back to that. In terms of, we also do a couple of Daisy players. So if anybody's familiar with the what are they, Plex Talk Pocket or the Victor Reader Stream or anything like that, we sell the Evo 5 and the Evo 10, which we import from China. And we think the Evo 10 in particular has some very distinct advantages over the Stream. So I will probably come back to when I pick out a couple of things in a minute, I'll probably come back and talk a bit more about the Evo 10, because we think it's better than the Stream, to the point where I use one all the time for my own Daisy needs, and I've actually sold my Stream, so my Stream's gone. So They also make an Evo 5, which you can actually use as a digital voice recorder because it comes in cheaper than an Olympus. And we also sell something I was talking to Andrew about before the meeting started. We also sell again, one of our other best-selling products is the Microspeak Plus, which is a very affordable, very simple, very easy to use digital voice recorder. Just if you want something by the phone or by the computer, just to take the odd phone number down on, or the odd name or product name or whatever. And I'll come back to that as well, because they are I think they're superb value for money. And they're bright yellow as well, which again, for the low vision people, put it down on a dark desk, you might stand a chance of actually seeing it. I was saying to Andrew earlier that they started life as being a horrible, yucky grey colour, and we said to the manufacturers, that ain't going to work for low vision people. As I just have a look down here at my notes, the other Braille thing I forgot to mention is the Dot Watch, which is the world's only, as far as I know, or certainly the first Braille smartwatch. So you compare that with an Android or an Android phone or an iPhone, and that will send notifications to the Dot Watch. It will also tell you the time and the date and all that kind of thing, but it will actually send you push notifications from your phone directly to the Dot Watch. And I'm going to do an offer on that today. Actually, I'll come back to that in a little while as well, maybe. But we don't think there's another one of them on the market. I'm always happy to be corrected on anything I say. So on the software side of things, I just forgot to mention, we do for those that need it, because we do a lot of training for Access to Work. We also supply the JSay and JDictate products written by the genius that is Brian Hartgen, and I think he's probably been on and done a session on that. But that enables a blind person to use Dragon with Fusion or JAWS independently, and we do quite a bit of training. It's kind of pretty much our bread and butter now is Fusion and JSay. We do some. So did you want to come in, Andrew?
I was just gonna say he did come on.
I thought he had.
Back in May or June. Do you know what? Much time's gone on. I can't remember. But everyone was just in awe. My mouth dropped.
Yep.
I was just like, wow. He's built this, from scratch.
Yep, absolutely.
It was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Back in May, I think it was.
Okay. So so I went to college with Brian. He is a genius. It was born out of frustration of a previous American product that just wasn't keeping up with JAWS. It was like 2 versions behind all the time, and Brian just thought, right, I can do it. I want to do it. I will do it. It will make such a massive difference. And he also, as Andrew possibly also knows, he does the Lisi product, which makes JAWS, for the less techie, it makes JAWS completely menu driven and Windows completely menu driven. It makes it much easier to use. So it's a bit like Guide for JAWS, or Guide. Yeah, it's a bit like Guide for JAWS, really. We do some keyboards. We do a standard large print, standard size keys, large print, black on white white on black keyboard, actually, sorry, which is I'm trying to think whose that one is. It's what are they called? It was a breakaway from the RNIB. I've just completely forgotten the name, but it's that's a white on black standard size keys. And then we do a wired and a wireless inch square keys. All the function keys are in different colors. We've sold a lot of those into other markets. So for people with cerebral palsy who've got a visual impairment, we've supplied quite a lot of those because they're just easier to use. And it's the only keyboard of its type with a British keyboard layout that's wireless, that's got the big keys on it. So that's again, they're not British. They're made in the Netherlands. You find a lot of this stuff is French, German, Dutch. Some of it's American, and some of it is English or British rather, but not a great deal of it.
Is it thoughtfully designed?
It is thoughtfully designed. Thank you, my friend.
There you go.
That's.
Don't thank me. Thank Louise. Louise is on the job.
Thank you, Louise. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's exactly the name I was looking for, and it escaped me. We do some scanning and OCR software as well. So we do the Kurzweils and the Open Books of this world, and Scan2Text, which is a Claro product. Again, I've got an awful lot of time for the guys at Claro. Again, Alistair King is a bit of a genius, the guy that writes Webby, and they're based in Preston, I think. Certainly used to be. Again, just on the low vision side, we do the spectacle binoculars that you basically they are 2 times magnification built into a pair of spectacle frames. We also do clip-on ones of those, and again, they're a German, they're an Eschenbach product, and they are useful for. They do 3 different ones: one for watching TV, one for detailed up-close work, and one which is used for outside, which is the same as the TV ones with an anti-glare coating on them. So we've got customers who buy those and go and watch sporting events, to go and watch their local football team. It doesn't improve the results, but it does make it, a little bit easier for them to see what's going on the pitch if they've got a bit, again, if they are low vision users. I've also recently started selling, and I really apologize, I haven't got any at the moment. I've got people waiting for them, but we've started selling the Swarovski white canes out of the Czech Republic, which are the ones that are endorsed by Daniel Kish, who's the echolocation, another genius echolocation man, and they're lighter, they're more durable than a lot of the others that I've seen on the market. There is one make of cane which allegedly a lot of the tips have been falling off mid-walk recently, which isn't particularly very helpful, but I'm not going to libel myself by saying what make they are, but I'll leave that up to your imagination. So we haven't currently got any in stock, but they're lighter, they're more durable, they're a really good cane. And if you put one of the ceramic tips on the end, the reason that Daniel endorses them is that it makes it easier for any of you that are capable of doing echolocation. It actually makes it easier to get an echo feedback off if you're doing 3-point touch, to actually get easier feedback that's easier to interpret if you're an echolocation person. And the other thing, two more, and then I'm going to talk about some specifics, if I may. We do the USB memory stick players. We've certainly sold them to Galloway service users recently. I know that for a fact, because somebody who's on this call today recommended me to 1 or 2 people. So we do the Sovereign Sonic, and the Sovereign Solo. Now, there aren't any Sovereigns in the country. There haven't been any since September. There's some sort of manufacturing problem. The Sonic 2s we can get hold of. The Solos, which is the one that looks like a Walkman, that is the portable one that just works with headphones. We can get those at the moment. We are hoping that the big one is going to be back in stock in January, but I've not had an update from King's Access Technology down in Somerset yet as to when that's going to happen. Again, the Sovereign Sonic, the Sovereign Solo, again, have been flying out the door during the lockdown. There is a pattern to this, really, because you can see the kind of products that people use at home, like the labeling, like the memory stick players, are the kind of thing that people will do when they can't go anywhere. So, and the other thing that forms quite a big part of what we do actually is our we specialize in. I'm just going to exit this window for a second. We specialize in refurbished equipment, and we sell more refurbished equipment, I think, than anybody else in this industry. The other guys sell a bit. It's one of our specialities. So for the private users who aren't funded by Access to Work or DSA, or can't get access to funding, then a fully serviced second-hand refurbished item is going to be roughly half the cost of a new one. And we fully appreciate that, especially with the Braille devices and some of the larger items of video magnification, they can be hideously expensive new. So that brings the price right down. Somebody's actually bought something. I don't know if there's anybody on this call, but anyway, I haven't given the website address out, so I don't think it can be really.
It was me.
It was you.
Yeah, because we were talking about those audio recorders before.
You just bought one.
I've just bought one, so here we go.
Well, I've only got. If anybody else wants one, I've only got one left now. So
you've only got one left.
I had 2 left.
Yeah.
And I've only got 1 left now. So
sorry about that.
But I will be getting some more as soon as I get off this call. I'm going to order. I'm going to go.
So that's really good. So you got like a ping thing in the office, someone's. Bing, Microspeak Plus.
Yeah, I've got a pitching on my
Someone's
mobile.
bought something.
Yeah, happy days. So right, I mean that's
I
taken.
knew I was going to buy one. I knew I was going to buy one, so I thought I'll buy one. I'll buy one while you're on the Zoom.
Did you get
and then
permission from
and
Louise?
that yeah, and then we'll see, what happens. Like the lights might flash red and green, or we might get a noise or a siren.
Yeah, no, I got a ka-ching on my iPhone at this end. So I just want to talk, and obviously I need to. Do we finish at 4? Do we? Andrew?
We're not on a hard line finish, so don't worry.
Okay, I might have
Don't
talked a
worry.
bit slower if I'd known that, but I want to allow plenty of time for questions. So,
Absolutely, yeah, brilliant.
so again, so in front of me, I'm just going to go and talk about some of the devices in a little bit more details. People leaving. I'm sure it wasn't that bad, but anyway, it's probably just the internet. So the first item I have directly in front of me is the 6-dot Braille Dymo tape labeler from Logan Technologies in the States. And this looks like a bit like, for those of you that have historically used, you know, PackMate or a Braille Note, or you know, any of the Braille note takers. So this thing has on its top surface, it has a full set of full-size Perkins, or no, they're not full size. It has a full set of Perkins keys. It has a space bar, and it has a round button in the middle, which is the cutter. And in the back of the unit, there is a drop-down compartment that you load a roll of Dymo label into. And again, we only recommend that you use the labels that come with that are supplied from Logan, because we had somebody over in Stockport, Manchester area, put some RNIB labels in, and they weren't quite the same size, and it damaged the unit. The unit had to go back to Logan to be repaired. So what this does is, as you type in Braille, or you can plug for people like Andrew, if you plug a QWERTY keyboard into it, you can actually type in QWERTY, and it will translate it into Braille. And as you type or you Braille, the label is coming out of the back of the unit in Braille, and then you use the round button in the middle to actually cut the label off. I always put a couple of spaces in, actually, because I find the cutter actually cuts it quite tight, and if you've got sensitive fingers, you might, like I have, you might struggle to get the backing off the label. So I always allow a little bit of extra room, so I've got a bit of something to grab onto. So you know, there you have a label. So if you want to label your CDs, or you know, for those that still use CDs or anything like that, I've not tried them in the freezer. They won't come off in the fridge, we know that, but I haven't personally tried them in the freezer yet. The pen friend labels do work in the freezer. These I haven't tried. So, but as I say, it looks a bit like a Braille note taker. It has the Perkins keys on the top. You load the labels in the back. Runs on mains, or it takes 6 AA batteries, and it brailles as you type. Very, very nice unit. They have, unfortunately, been, in the lead up to doing this call today, they've gone up in price. And we were doing an offer on those following another similar presentation we did back in July. Unfortunately, they've now gone up to £579. There is an extra 3-year warranty you can put on. We might go back to doing an offer for, say, 679, which would include the 3-year warranty and some extra labels, maybe a case. I think we could probably do that actually in the run up to Christmas. So 579 for the basic unit, 679 for the bundle. The bundle's not on our website. Second unit is the one that Andrew's just bought, and I'm just going to switch this on, and I'm hoping that you might just hear it. If I can actually, hang on a minute, I'm just trying to find there you go. Now I turned it on earlier and it said it was ready, but this is the little Microspeak digital voice recorder that Andrew's just bought, which, ready. There you go. It said ready, battery high, because I remembered to charge it up. It fits very snugly in the palm of your hand. You can put your hand round it. It has front and back speaker grills, which actually make it very grippy. So it's not going to fall out of your hand. You're not going to drop it and be rummaging around on the floor to, where's my Microspeak gone? It is bright yellow for the low vision people. And on the bottom edge, it has the on-off switch, and it has the USB charger port, and it has a headphone socket. On the front bottom of the unit, it has 3 buttons. You can feel the kind of the lines between the buttons, but we're happy to tacti mark them. If anybody wants tacti mark putting on them, we can tacti mark them up for people. So it has a play button, it has a forward button and a back button. So the play button is also it's a play, stop, pause button, and also you can use there is a function on it for deleting as well, which you would use the forward and back buttons in conjunction with a I think you press the play button twice to get it into delete mode. And then above that is a little screen which me and Andrew decided was actually disabled on these units, because again these are really designed at severely sight impaired people. And just above that, kind of again, it's a clear dividing line really. You've got 3 buttons, then the screen as you go up the unit, and just above that you've got the record button. In fact, I've just it bleeps once when you press it to start recording, and it bleeps 3 times when you press it again to pause it. Just waiting for it to bleep. Oops, sorry, I was too quick for it. It's a tiny bit slow, this one, for some reason. Come on. This is a test recording. It's also got volume buttons on it somewhere. It's not wanting to play it back for some reason. This is a test recording. There it goes. I don't know whether you could hear that at all, but it has recorded it. It records in WAV. You can connect it to your computer to transfer files.
That was really clear. That was really clear, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's what you're getting for your $39.99, Andrew.
Absolutely. And I think I actually think to have something that's kind of really kind of simple to use, you know, for doing voice recordings, and there are obviously the Olympus type of the Olympus recorder that you can get.
For me. They're too fiddly and too complicated.
They are very fiddly, aren't they?
And very small buttons on them.
Yeah. So that's obviously the difference where you're getting something like this is it's going to be much easier for you to you know, to operate and actually learn to use, and less fiddly, I suppose.
Yeah,
is the key. Is it 46 hours of audio?
Yeah.
Never going to use that, are you?
Well, that's what they say. I mean, I've you know, forgive me for not having ever tried to record 46 hours of audio, but yeah, that's what they claim anyway. I don't see why they would claim that if it doesn't, you know. And it has is it a 4-hour battery life, did it say?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it charges really quickly. I mean, earlier I'd actually forgotten to charge that and it was flat, and between us speaking and me starting to do this, I'd actually gone and charged 3 devices, and that was one of them. So good stuff. The next thing, for those of you that are into kind of media players, Daisy players, we have again, you should hear this start up. There you go. This is the Evo 10 from eView International, or VinVision if you prefer. They're kind of the same company. We import these directly from China. It's just a boot. It's going through its boot sequence, but anybody that's a victim.
Time may be incorrect.
Oh, well, yeah.
_getting_help. Built-in tutorial. Let's first discuss the
Just
touches.
stop that a second. So the advantage with this over the other media players that are available, in my opinion, are that this has already got 8 gig of storage, internal storage, before you need to put a memory card in it. Whereas the Stream, and I'm not sure about the Plextalk Pocket, but certainly the Stream that we used to sell doesn't have any onboard storage. It's got the Avona voices on it, which are much clearer, much better quality, more natural sounding voices than the other players have got. And I'm not trying to rubbish the other players, because it's horses for courses. There's more space between the buttons. Go on, Andrew.
Oh no, I'm not talking. No,
right,
no. I think it's just a bit of background noise.
Okay,
right.
So I thought you queued your mic up there.
You're all right.
The shape and the actual the tactile nature of these buttons makes it easier for anybody, as I say, anybody who's got, you know, I've got hypermobility in the ends of my fingers, so I can feel these buttons, and I can feel the space between the buttons much easier than I can on the other players. I gather the symbols that are on them and the color contrast is also easier for some people. There's kind of some of the advantages of it. Really, I've got a 32 gig memory card in mine, as well as the 8 gig onboard storage. It's just been upgraded, so now it will do pretty much what the others will do. It now does internet radio, it does podcasting, and you can also record from both. So you can record from the radio, and you can also either manually or timed, which I'm not sure any of the others do either. So theoretically, you could go out and for the evening and record a football match and come back and listen to it, copyright allowing, of course. So it now works with Tune, and it now works with one of the podcasting apps as well. So that's fairly recent. It also reads PDFs, which none of the others do, audibly, and it will read EPUB. It's very, very good with EPUB, so Kindle books, things like that. There's one other thing that it does that I've just completely forgotten that the others don't do, but it does do a lot for the money. It's a lot cheaper than the others at what are we selling these for? I think these are $249 if I remember rightly. And that's probably a good 150 quid cheaper than a stream. I think the stream's 375, 395. I can't remember. We don't sell it. So I'm currently
Context menu.
playing a
The
tutorial.
context menu will tell you about all actions available in a given application and how
So I'm listening. One of the things I've got on here at the moment is a Mystic Access tutorial for the Braille Note Touch, which I'm currently refreshing myself on because I'm having to train somebody how to use one. I didn't mention the training. I will come back to that. So you can increase the volume, you can decrease the volume, you can increase and decrease the speed. I've got a mixture of stuff on here. I've got audio books, I've got some text files, I've got some audio described movies on here. If I
Now let's get into
go,
the second form of help I want to show you,
if I
which
go
is
back to,
context. Two more things I want to show you in this section.
hang on, sorry, I've gone the wrong one there.
And the last thing I want to do, exploring your Braille.
And you can record notes on here as well, which is great.
Recording ended. Record January 1st, 2001. MP3 0 minutes 2 seconds.
So you could use this instead of the Microspeak if you wanted this to be kind of multifunctional, if you like. So
Main folder. Record folder. Choose internal memory or SD card.
so you can,
Internal memory.
can you hear that voiceover? Is that coming across, Andrew, or not?
It is, yeah, it's coming across quite clearly. Yeah, not a problem.
So I can choose between the SD
Main
card
folder.
or the main
Record
folder.
Folder. Record January 1st, 2001. MP main folder. Choose internal SD card. USB disk. Internal memory.
And you can also plug memory sticks into this as well. So if you get books from Caliber, you can plug those in and use those as well. So so it does a whole bunch of
Main
things.
folder. Braille Note Touch Plus MP3 audio tutorial. Daisy folder. DOD. Internet radio.
And
Podcasts.
if you are coming from another Daisy player like the Victor Stream, and you've got an SD card that's got the Victor Stream proprietary folders on it, you can actually still put the card in here. It will preserve those, and it will also allow you to go in and play stuff from them, as well as you putting all your stuff in either in the internal memory folder or in the on an SD card or on a stick. Now that one's fully internet capable. They make an Evo 5 which doesn't have the internet on it, and that could at £199 that could almost be used instead of, if you wanted something between the Microspeak and the Olympus, and it's half the size of the Evo 10, and it takes the micro SD cards, whereas the Evo 10 actually takes the full size SD cards. So if you wanted something that was kind of halfway between a Microspeak Plus and an Olympus, and would still play non-internet based content, the Evo 5 is actually a very, very good solution, and it does, as I say, everything that one does, apart from it doesn't connect to the internet. So I just wanted to also just pick up on the thing that's just bleeped at me, is the Mercury Pocket Voice, which is the world's first and possibly only voice activated video magnifier. It's only I think it's a 6 inch, well, officially it's a 5.5 inch I think the actual footprint is 6 inches, but it's a 5.5-inch unit, and you can actually it has a stand that you can buy for it, and it actually comes you can get a stand for it. But this, you can actually ask this to take a picture. It's not particularly loud. Did you hear that? Or it said picture taken.
Yeah. Hear that? No problem.
Now it's gonna struggle here slightly because one thing I did forget to do, bit of a fail. I forgot to pick up any print. And I haven't got any print. So anyway, if people want more of a demonstration of any of these things, I'm more than happy to to discuss things with people separately to this and to do
So
demonstrations.
that'll do your OCR as well as the magnification. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So it
read it back to you. Read the document back to you.
it displays it on the screen in a magnified format, and it also reads it back to you as well. So make bigger, make smaller.
Okay, so it'll make the image small as you speak. You can use all those commands.
Change color. It's not working for some reason. I don't know if it's got stuck in take picture.
Could be in the take picture mode.
It's thrown a bit of a wobbly. Hang on, there we go. Make bigger. I think because there's no print underneath it. Actually, I think that's possibly why it's
kind of recognizes what and it's doing all that kind of like without being connected to the internet. So it's completely on board technology, isn't it?
Yeah, you could take this to Tesco's with you. You know, you could. It's very lightweight. It has got a handle on it, which folds underneath the unit. So again, if you're scared of dropping things and breaking them, I don't think they make a screen protector for this, which is a bit of a fail, really.
It's definitely been a long time coming, hasn't it, to have a device that can do, OCR in a compatible, portable device. Whereas, I mean, we have a look previously at the Compact 10 from Optelec, which is like a 10-inch device.
I've just literally today I've just ordered one for someone.
Yeah, and they're pretty good as well. But obviously they're not as portable as what you've got there.
No, we do the Mercury 10, which is the Compact 10's big rival, and but they are the size of an iPad Pro, and probably 3 times the depth. So not particularly portable, quite heavy and quite awkward, and you wouldn't want to drop it and smash the screen. So make bigger.
Okay.
Make smaller.
So that should be
black on green.
Black on green. Change color.
Okay.
Green on black.
Change color.
Blue on yellow.
Change color. Change color.
Yellow on blue.
Change color.
Gray.
Yeah. Change color.
Original.
There you go. So that's what, white on black, I think. I'm not sure. I can't see it. So, but yeah, make bigger. Make smaller. So yeah, it's completely. If you don't want to take your eyes off the screen to look for the controls, I think that's one of the big things about it. You're focusing on what's on the screen or what it's saying to you. If you're trying to maybe move down a line of products on a shelf, then you can just concentrate on giving it voice commands. And as I say, as far as I'm aware, it's still the only one out there, and it's made by TriSight. Again, a lot of this stuff comes out of the Far East. The video magnification, a heck of a lot of it comes out of the Far East. So mainly out of China.
I don't want to kind of swing you off the direction that you go in before you go to a next product. But
that's fine. No, you can carry on.
Do you think that kind of Brexit is that going to make it more difficult? Do you think getting some of these products now? Going forward.
Say that again. Sorry, George spoke to me just at the wrong moment.
It's all right. It's all right. So with Brexit coming up, and obviously you'll have obviously been having to make changes to or preparing for that. Do you think it's going to be much more difficult getting some of these products now, or they're going to become more expensive? And once we've
I think we don't really know yet. I think is probably a massive cop-out answer, but. We probably because a lot of the stuff we sell, we are direct, and I think yes, a lot of it, as I said earlier, we're buying directly from Germany and France and places like that, but a lot of it comes in from the Far East, and I don't think there'll be any disruption with the Far Eastern stuff or the American stuff. prices go up and down in this industry for lots of different reasons. The main excuse is certainly with the American products is the exchange rate, and I think we may see that with you know, if there's a massive swing in the euro to sterling you know, exchange rate, then yeah, that could well be something that it will happen. We know that Fusion Pro and Jaws Pro, there's a price hike coming on the 4th of January for those. So anybody that knows anybody that's likely to be wanting to or needing to order for access to work or disabled students allowance, or anybody wants to order for themselves, well, they wouldn't be ordering a pro copy, would they? But anybody who you know is funded, government funded by DWP, those prices are going up on the 4th of January. They're going up quite a bit. The other things I have still left on my desk are really the 3 phones. So the Capsys Smart Vision, the Capsys Mini Vision, the in your pocket, and I have actually got the Dot Watch, but I don't think that's got any charger in it. But then it's silent anyway, so I can hold it up to the camera. If anybody, Andrew, can you see things if they're held up to the camera or not?
Yeah, we can see things as you hold them up. So
that's the Dot. Hang on, where's my camera?
Yeah, you
my
kind
camera's
of
there.
a little bit further back, just a little bit further down. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
like that.
That's
So
it.
this is the Dot Watch, the Dot Smartwatch, which we do this in a short strap and a large strap. So we appreciate that some people have larger wrists than others. So some young ladies have smaller wrists than gentlemen, that kind of thing. As I said earlier, this will send your notifications. So, you know, when you get a message on your iPhone to say that you got a text from Andrew Coleman, it would send that to the Dot Watch, which would vibrate on your wrist, and then you could without getting your iPhone out your pocket, if you think you're in a vulnerable situation when we do start traveling again, for instance, if you're out at night or whatever, you don't want to get your phone out your pocket, you can just read that off the Braille line on the. It's only got a 4 dot just I think it's 4 dot just 4 dot display on it, but you know, you can get it to scroll, and it is still useful for the time and the date and things like that. So again, going back to the previous question, really, we're importing these directly from South Korea, so we shouldn't have an issue with these or the Chinese products.
That's a really interesting product, isn't it? Because is that compatible with Android and iOS? Or yeah,
absolutely.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so
brilliant.
Again, we haven't been selling those for long. I think we bought those during we started supplying those, and we bought a load in during lockdown 1. We've sold it. Oh, that's my Evo 10 telling me it's going to switch itself off in 15 seconds because I forgot, which is great, so it doesn't drain your battery right down. We've sold a few of the Dot Watches. It's not our best selling product over lockdown. As I say, that's been the Dymo and the USB.
Do you think with the Dot Watches that that obviously they're quite limited, I suppose, in what they can do? You know, so you're only really kind of, there's no input via the watches, so it's just reading that your notifications, messages. Is it? It won't. It's not. You know, you can't read your emails with it and things like. It's just going to be. It's just it now. Just one. I mean, one. Not too techie, but I suppose if it's going to read notifications. You get a message come through, for example, or a notification. Once you've read that in your notifications and it disappears from your phone as a notification, and it's only available, say, within the Messages app, does that mean then you're not going to be able to read that back on the Dot Watch because you've already? You're not. You're going to have to get at least then you know that you've got maybe an urgent message that's coming through that you've read. Right. Yeah. And then when it's you know, convenient, safe, you know, applicable to do so, then you can get your phone out. But obviously, if you're, you know, in a situation where you'd rather not, as a visually impaired person, have your phone out on full view. I just think that's one of its selling points. It has enormous potential. You know, it for me, it could do with being voice activated. It could do with having a microphone on it. And it could do with having a speaker on it, so make it Siri it and all that type of stuff. And how much is that one? Sorry, the Dot Watch. They're normally $299. They've come down quite a long way. They started off at like $399, and we've brought them right down to $299. But I'm happy to do those for $249. Right. Ooh. That's off the website. That's not on the website. That is just for Galloways. Oh, look at that. So there you guys, there's an exclusive one there for
So
you.
that's
And is
not-
that time limited as well, Graham?
It should be, but as long as people quote Galloway's when they order, don't order it off the website, guys, because I'll have to give you a 50 quid refund. So if people want to, ring up and order those, then if I know they've been on this call, or if you say I was on the Galloway's call,
Yeah.
then we'll if you say Galloway's at some point in the conversation, then magically the price will drop. So
If you say Graham is great, then you'll get that money off 249 for the Braille watch. I've got a funny feeling there's a particular person on today that might like the sound of the Braille dot
Okay,
watch.
right.
I think do you know
I'm gonna
what
go
a
for
good
some
thing
questions
is?
in a minute. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say one quick thing. I was going to say for that watch as well, because there's not much of there's not in terms of input and much kind of you've got to interact. It's literally just reading the Braille off the watch, isn't it? So
Yeah.
for those who are a bit nervous about a smartwatch, it's kind of it's very much just a notifying type of device. So.
Yeah, and I think as I say, I think it has enormous potential. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. Do I think it could be a version 2 could do a hell of a lot more? Yeah, I do. So for some people, this will be exactly what they want and what they need. It'll be simple enough. It won't be too complicated. It won't be too tech. It'll be just about right. It'll be not too simple and not too complicated.
It's quite exciting, isn't it? I mean, because I've seen a few Braille tablets as well recently, and the big, huge things. But
yeah, we do. I chose not to speak about that this afternoon.
Okay.
We do actually do the inside one from the guys in Paris.
Right. Wow. Brilliant.
I'm not talking about it because I still haven't upgraded mine. There's a massive firmware upgrade that I haven't put on yet that makes it compatible with JAWS for the first time. Again, a bit like with the Mercury 10, it's big and it's heavy and it's quite deep from top to bottom. So it's like a fat iPad Pro, really.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? And with Braille, because it's very mechanical, we're not like at that point yet where we can make it more kind of portable and like an iPad. It's
I suppose
difficult.
the nearest we've got in lightweight portable wise is the Orbit, which we obviously the RNIB have got exclusivity on the Orbit research products. We have tried talking to Orbit. They don't want to talk to us at the moment. So there we are. Just one more thing, and I'm going to take some questions. If people want to know more about the phones, I'll kind of take questions on the phones. Just to say that historically, and one of the main reasons to set the company up was to do training. So we train on all the software and the Daisy players, iPhones and iPads, but not the Mac, because unless somebody wants to buy me a Mac for Christmas, because I'd love to learn how to use a Mac, but it is quite different to the phone and the pad. Unless you use the trackpad, then you can do a lot of it. The MacBooks and the iMacs and that have got Siri built in now. They've got Dictate built into them, and you can use them in quite a similar way to using an iPhone, but not entirely. They are a different animal historically. I don't know, Andrew, if you've got any experience.
Well, try just like going from JAWS or Narrator, then going over to Mac OS, and switching on VoiceOver and learning all the other keyboard shortcuts.
I know.
It's just it does get you. I don't think there's anything wrong, is there, Graham, with us both admitting that before sometimes we help people and support people, we do have to refresh ourselves because we can't always know everything. I think everybody thinks we do know everything.
They do, unfortunately.
But we aren't that clever.
Well, it's, as you get older, your memory starts to disintegrate. But apart from that, I still think I've got the memory of an 18-year-old, and I haven't. So, so we do train on most of the stuff that we sell, and I will if there is a specific need, and I can mate it. Like I was asked recently by one of the companies we deliver training for, if I could do Braille Note Touch Plus training. Well, I've managed to get my hands on, did a bit of wheeler dealing, and I managed to get my hands on a second-hand Braille Note Touch. So, to all intents and purposes, I've been able to get up to speed on that fairly quickly. So it depends what it is. It's always worth, if you want something that I haven't mentioned, it doesn't mean we can't supply it. We have reseller agreements with all the big companies, and the training we provide for DWP is all subcontract. We deliver training for hands-free computing, freedom of speech, Barry Bennett,
Fantastic.
Microlink. There are others as well that we do maybe a bit less for.
A busy guy then, eh? A busy guy, never off
Yeah.
the phone, and what brilliant.
Well, can be quite difficult to get hold of, as one or two of my existing customers that are on the call may testify to. We also do a deal for private individuals who don't get any funding, and we'll do if it's over Zoom or over the phone, and I do prefer Zoom or Google Meet or Teams, but phone's fine. We do 5 hours for £100 or £25 an hour. And
That's pretty reasonable.
And if you buy the 5 hours, you don't have to use them all in one go.
Yeah, it's pretty
You can have
reasonable.
one today, one in January, one in February, 2 in March.
Yeah, that's very good, isn't it?
We've
Very
been doing that. We've been doing that for a while. So
excellent.
A couple of questions. What's the price for that tri-stripe?
that's 695.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you said that was 695, Jamal.
695.
And for Zoom Text Fusion, do you know what the price for that at the moment? The
Yeah.
personal one.
So the full price of a full copy of Fusion, not the Pro one, is currently £1,500.
1,500. Okay. Thanks, Graham. Thanks
Yeah,
for that.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Hi,
I'll have two. I'll have 2 copies.
Yeah. So the standard version of Fusion and the standard copy of Jaws are not increasing in price in January. The Pro versions, which are the ones that we supply to corporates, are increasing.
Right, that's good to know.
So that does not affect anybody on this call unless you are working from home and normally are in receipt of access to work or disabled students allowance. I'm assuming it's a massive assumption for which I could end up apologizing for. But I'm assuming you are all private and private users.
Well, I'm private. I'm private anyway, so it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Brilliant.
Hello. Just
Hiya.
a question to ask you. Do you train people to use JAWS with Microsoft products such as Word or
Yes.
Excel? Because I've been asked a lot of questions where I can't find company would do that, because Excel and Words are quite long terms where you have to learn all the shortcuts and different way of doing it.
Yep. So I'm a very where I would maybe disagree with 1 or 2 trainers, or none of the main ones. So I'm not disagreeing with Brian or Stevie Nutt or Mo Iqbal or anybody like that, because we all work together. We compete and we cooperate. We pass work amongst ourselves. I've come across 1 or 2 trainers that have said you can teach JAWS in isolation. I don't believe that. So when I'm teaching somebody to use JAWS, I am demonstrating JAWS and teaching JAWS alongside Word, Outlook, etc. So the short answer is yes. I can train you how to use JAWS and the Office applications together. That's what I spend most of my life doing, actually.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Yeah, it is. Again, it's another animal, isn't it? Learning JAWS for the first time. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And especially, I do a lot of what I would, again, I apologize if I'm using the kind of incorrect language, but do a lot of kind of what I would call transition training. So people who have just had a deterioration in vision and are moving from predominantly using a magnification or a speech and mag package to predominantly using speech only. I've done a lot of that, and that is almost what I would call job retention training. We have definitely enabled people to stay in their jobs. That sounds. I'm trying not to make that sound arrogant, but I think sometimes I know we've done that for a fact.
And I think sometimes people identify that need. I mean, I did when I first joined Galloway's. I thought, right, I'm a Zoom text user predominantly, but for my own kind of needs, and no doubt it's helped me with supporting other people. But for my own needs, wanting to be able to use a computer, not straining my eyes, not having to read through loads of documents. And all right, there are audio features for low vision users in Zoom text, but I thought, I want to learn how to use JAWS, because that's ultimately the full screen reading, package.
It's a brilliant idea. It really was an amazing idea on Vespero's part when they bought Freedom and AI Squared and kind of bolted it together. And but I know you are a Fusion user now, because we were having that conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Fantastic product.
I think once you get into JAWS, and then you start
Mm.
to like explore other, you explore maybe VoiceOver on Mac, you might
Yep.
explore
Yep.
Narrator in Windows, and you start to get into that kind of, once you're into that, used to using a keyboard. But let's be honest, a lot of the shortcuts you're going to use, a lot of them, mainly for navigating around, getting around, are going to be the bog standard Windows shortcuts.
Well, you've got a choice in JAWS,
Yeah.
whether you use the JAWS specific numeric keypad based ones, or whether you use the arrows and the control arrows and the page up and page down and all the rest of it. Yeah, so definitely, yeah. Though I have a command summary for JAWS and Office, which I wrote ages ago and will be updated shortly because it's still the 2019 version. If anybody wants a copy of that, just I don't know whether I'm going to give out the contact details, whether Andrew's going to do it, but at the end. But anybody who can email me is very welcome to a copy of that. We don't charge for that. It's just we give that out to all of our trainees. But if anybody wants a copy of that, the more Andrew, if you want a copy of it,
yeah, I'll be grabbing a copy off you, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely want one.
Yeah, all the resources.
Yeah, my mom.
The better. Here we go. We'll do. I think what we'll do then, if you can send it over, Graham, we can distribute it on the
circulate it. Yeah, perfect.
on the mailing list, and we can always do that for people.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
Have we got any more questions for?
I have.
Oh, we got two. Oh, we got another two. Okay, ladies first.
I had so. Did you say if you want actual training over Zoom, if you're not on WDP, how much is it? If it's not access for work, how much is it?
So it's £25 an hour, or you can have 5 hours for £100. It's payable up front. So if you think you're going to use 5 hours, doesn't matter. We keep a log of how many hours you've used. But if you just want 1 hour, if you've got one specific thing that you think, oh, it's only going to take an hour, then that's 25 quid.
And do you do anything to do with the Orbit? Do you do the I've got an Orbit 20, but I need a plug. I managed to lose the plug.
No, you'll need to go back to their NIB for that, I'm afraid, because they're the exclusive importer and distributor of the Orbit in the UK. We aren't. We have nothing to do with the Orbit, I'm afraid.
All right. And the other question I had, the MP3 player you were saying taking over the stream.
Well, it's a rival product to the stream.
Yeah. The problem I have is Audible is now. I use Audible to use my stream for that, and I think now they won't let me new products go over, will they? I think they've locked it where it's on.
You have to talk to Humanware about that. We're not Humanware agents. There's probably one of the only company we don't deal with. You'd have to talk to Humanware tech support about that, but there is something about there is a way of getting around that with the new kind of enhanced Audible files, but I couldn't tell you what that is. Now, the one thing that the Evo doesn't do is Audible, and apparently they can't make it do Audible. That is not technically possible at the moment. And talking to Daniel, who's the guy that runs eView, he doesn't seem to think that's going to be coming anytime soon. However, he kind of said that with the tuning and the podcast stuff. So who knows? But that's the only thing it doesn't do.
I'm just going to make a little point. Can you charge the Braille? Can you charge the Orbit reader just with a USB? Can't you into a computer?
So, yeah.
You can do that, Amy.
Well, I asked them that, and I've got no answer back. That was the question.
You can because I had one for a while.
How do you do it?
I had one. I had one for a while from a colleague at RNIB, and she didn't have a plug for it. But she just said, just use a bog standard
Android plug.
Yeah, just use Android. Micro USB.
Yeah.
Into your laptop or even into a 5.
I'm not Android though. I'm iOS, so I'm not sure which bit you mean.
Oh right, so it's just you just need a bog standard micro USB cable.
Yeah.
And you can use that with it.
So it's a micro USB that I need.
Yeah.
And then it'll just go into the normal USB plug.
Yeah. Or into your laptop, or a USB charger, or like a 5-volt kind of adapter, or another 5-volt iPhone adapter plug that you can use as well. You could use one of those, but it's going to charge. It's up to you. I mean, I'd always recommend getting the right plug for it. But as a backup,
I can find, because it comes with loads and loads of like adaptions in the box. I can find all them.
Yeah.
But can I find the actual plug to charge it? Nope.
Okay. Yeah.
I had one. I had one of the very original test units. I was testing it for them, but I haven't got that now. It's gone back. So But you're right, it
Okay.
came with a whole load of stuff in the bag, cables and plugs and things.
Yeah, I don't know what any of those cables are supposed to do. We're just absolutely
They
mad.
might be for when you're abroad. They might be for when
Yeah,
you're
yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
maybe.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, different
and
plug
all
Yeah,
bit.
they are.
because what a lot of companies do now, they manufacture something and they export it all over the world. So it's easier just
That's
to
right.
pull a packet of plugs in the package.
Yeah.
I'd rather had a micro adapter and unplug than all loads of adapters.
Yeah.
And the
Orbit
stupid plug I can't
Research.
find.
Orbit Research are an American-based company, but again, the gadget itself is made in China for them. I'm pretty sure about that. Andrew probably would confirm or deny
Yeah,
that.
probably. I think so. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
very, very close affiliations in the US to American Printing House,
Yeah.
who distribute it in America for them.
Been a big success, hasn't it, for them actually? Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't got the Orbit 4. We've got the 20 Plus in this country now, but we still haven't got the Orbit Writer or the Orbit
Yeah.
40.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought that was a pity.
The Orbit Writer's coming in January, but there's no date for the Orbit 40 yet.
I couldn't read Braille properly. I used to really struggle reading Braille for college on the actual paper because I've got a problem with some of my fingers.
Yeah,
and
so
I
have I.
found it an absolute nightmare. But on there, it's a lot clearer. It's a
Yeah,
lot
it
clearer
will be.
on the displays.
Yeah.
So thanks for that, Amy. To be on the safe side, until you get the actual plug, it won't do it any harm. Just use a bog standard micro USB into a laptop.
Yeah.
That will charge it. It's low volt. It'll take a little bit longer, but it's very safe. To do it that way.
And ring RNIB customer services again and just give them hassle them.
Tell them you never got
Well,
one.
I did send them a question with a load of other stuff, and they've answered the other stuff, and obviously missed them.
Just not that one. Oh. So I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, what I was wondering, that voice recorder, what Andrew just bought before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn the guitar, and my wife puts down on dictaphone the song and what chords I'm meant to be playing. And then I fast forward, rewind, stop, pause, all that. Does that do the same thing? Would I be able to stop it on a certain song, a certain word, and then try and learn that bit, and then just continue a bit further, stop it?
Yeah, absolutely. So play a bit, press the play button again, pause it.
So
you play it on the guitar, press play again. It'll
so
move it on.
it's the same as what a recorder would do.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the same really as one of the old dictaphones that took the little micro cassette tapes.
That's what I've got.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. So
get yourself an upgrade. Get yourself an upgrade.
I'll have your other one you've got left.
I'm just
How do I order it? How do I get to order it?
Are you on the internet, Brian, or not?
Yes, well, my wife is. I don't.
Right. So I've just looked. I'm close enough to my stock shelf. I've actually just put my hand out, and there are two up there. I'm going to order some more. But if you go to www.aspire-consultancy.co.uk, so www.aspire-consultancy.co.uk.
Will you text that to me after, Andrew?
Yeah, I'll send you the link over. Yeah, I'll send you the direct link for the product actually on the website.
Yeah, I definitely want the link as well.
It's in products and it's under digital voice recorders. There is only the one option in there.
Right.
Also bearing in mind that there's more stuff that Graham tells us that's not on the website. Am I right, Graham?
There's a couple of bits that haven't quite made it on there yet. There's the new Android solution, which I'm still testing. There's also something else I didn't mention, which is a handle for the white canes, which is like an ultra cane handle, but it's just a handle.
Oh.
And that will do. It'll be very good for social distancing actually, because you can set it to 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters for obstacles for above and in front. So if you're trying to
What
queue,
was that,
for
sorry?
instance, it's a new, again, it's not on the website yet. It's a new handle for the gadget thing for the that was technical, wasn't it? For the for the white canes, which again, that's Canadian. Mine's downstairs actually. We have been testing that as well, but it's not on the website. That's going to be £249, which again sounds like a lot of money. However, when you think that an ultra cane is 600 quid.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's
So again,
is the ultra cane the one that does the vibrating?
Yeah, that's what this will do. When you put this on your cane, It's like a little attachment that goes on your cane handle, and it will do the same job as the Ultra cane.
Is the motion as strong? Because I have wrist problems and I couldn't use the other one because the vibration set
I
off.
think so.
Set off my wrist. It was way too strong.
I don't know whether you can turn it down. I don't think it's that technical. But anyway.
I haven't spoken for an hour because I've been on a Zoom.
Brilliant.
I like the idea of it, but I just couldn't use it because I have wrist problems.
If we sell you something and it doesn't meet your needs for whatever reason, if you send it back in the same state that it went out in within 14
Can you?
days,
Because RNIB won't let you do that. I've got something from RNIB
well,
that didn't work.
The RNIB used to give you 30 days, didn't they?
Yeah,
Well,
it's 14 now.
I mean, I haven't asked him yet before somebody told me. Now they won't take it back. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
What is it? Because
14 days.
It's one of the Sonics. It's one of the small Sonics USB sticks. But for me, or my ears, it just doesn't. The sound just doesn't come through.
Send me an email because we buy stuff as well. So
do you?
Because we do a lot of refurbished equipment. We do buy stuff.
I don't have the box. I'll tell you that.
Doesn't matter.
I don't have the box, but the actual system is all there and working.
Yeah, if you can drop me an email, give me a ring, then I'll see what it is we might be interested in buying it, because we source to order. With the second-hand stuff, we have a certain amount in stock, which is on the website, but we source mainly to order. So you ring me up and say, I want whatever.
It's as I say, I can't remember. It's the one that's the actual speakers, a little like rectangle. It's like a rectangle with the USB slot on top.
Sounds interesting.
But as I said, maybe won't take stuff back.
Okay, if you can let me know what it is.
I was going to put it on Recycle It the other day, and I thought, are you coming on? I'll check first.
Yeah, that's it.
Have we got any more? My list is Recycle It. That was born in the same year as Aspire. Me and Steve Dryden started that in August '99, and
okay.
So it's me and Steve, who you have probably come across, Andrew.
I have from time to time. Yeah, I have done. It'd be good to make contact again. I was going to say actually as well, with the Recycle It and obviously all the equipment that you get, that you do kind of accept and you will buy. Have you got a museum there as well? Have you got some really classic?
There was
stuff?
some really old stuff on it the other day, but like the stuff that's popping up. Have somebody got this? And I'm thinking, what on earth are they on about?
Yeah. So we've worked quite hard in the last probably 2 years to actually get rid of what some people call the death pile. So just to my right, you didn't used to be able to see the carpet. It was all boxes, and there is carpet in this office now, I've discovered, because you can now walk to the window. So the only boxes of stuff that are still left are actually on one of the other desks. So we have got rid of an awful we've sold an awful, mainly just on eBay. We've just got rid of an awful lot of junk, quite honestly. We do get donated stuff sometimes, where we get people saying, well, you clear a load of stuff, and we just buy the lot. So there's a Banks Braille gone out recently, and somebody asked me to get them a Stainsby, and for those that are old enough, both of those were a bit of a surprise to me. But
mine out.
The Banks Braille is going into the museum at the Scottish Braille Press. So there you go, Andrew. You're absolutely correct.
Right, okay. Brilliant.
Perkins, we can do second hand.
So basically, if anyone's after anything really old, give Graham a ring, and he'll look out for you. Yeah.
Right. I mean, they do get some crazy stuff. There's stuff on there. What on earth is that?
Anybody wants to sell stuff privately, then Recycle It, for anybody that doesn't know, is a groups.io based email discussion, not discussion, it's an email list, an email group. It's myself and Steve Dryden and Gavin Griffiths who run that between us.
Brilliant.
Right. But it's a company, that is it, or is it a charity?
No. It's just a group of 700 odd blind people just trading. It's all built on trust. It's all built on trust, just like eBay. It's all built on trust.
Well, that's why coming to anybody wanting to buy anything second-hand from you? I mean, for example, how can you be sure of the quality of it? For example, a visually impaired person might want a magnifier.
We would, as far as possible, It's a tiny bit trickier with video magnifiers, but certainly with other things.
I threw it at you to see, you know, suppose we had somebody at Galloway, they couldn't afford a brand new one.
Yep.
You know, and well, how are they going to know if it's scratches on the screen? The last thing you want is a ride.
So visually, we'd get it checked at this end. We've got, I've got enough sighted assistants to check screens and things, but something like you know, a Braille note taker or an embosser or something like that would go to somewhere to get it serviced, to get it checked.
Right. Yeah.
I don't just send stuff out without, you know, if it's an embosser, the only person I want to service a Braille embosser in this country for me is Kevin at Technovision. There is no one else who's as good. Pure and simple.
Brilliant. Okay, excellent stuff. Excellent. Have we got any? Has anyone got another? We'll take maybe another question for Graham, because then we'll let him go, because he's got to get my my order in the post.
That'll be posted
Yeah, it's coming at weekend as well.
I know. I'm only joking.
That'll be posted.
Is your email address
tomorrow.
on the website?
Yes.
Yes, because I've only got obviously the other one, which would be a different one.
Yeah, it's on the website. It's on the.
It's obviously, you know, it's clear for me to see that, you know, you're very approachable, and it's you know, anybody's got any problems and whatever, get in touch. And
assistive technology problems, I can't solve the pandemic or Brexit or anything.
No.
As long as
you're looking for that hard to find piece of kit, then,
definitely,
you know,
definitely.
Then Graham's your man.
Thank you for having me anyway, Andrew.
No problem, Graham. It's great to have you on, Graham Longley from Aspire Consultancy. Thanks for joining Tech Talk at 3. Really enjoyed it, mate.